Welcome to Rough Magic Presents Giantslayer. This is a Pathfinder First Edition Adventure Path converted to Pathfinder Second Edition. My name is Michael, and I will be your GM through this adventure. Our players are Richard as Seven, Tara, Esther, Chris as David, and Dan as Jaytham. Before we get started, we have just a couple of announcements. Rough Magic will be at FanCon in Arlington Heights, Illinois on July 14th. And then Fan Expo August 16th through 18th in Rosemont, Illinois. If you're in the area, stop by and give us a look. If you're looking for games, Rough Magic has a host of GMs ready to run games for hire. Check out our website at www.roughmagicgames.com for more information. On our website, you can also check out our upcoming events as we host Drinking and Dragons throughout the entire city of Chicago. If you want to support us, the best way to do so is to follow us here on Twitch. You can also check out our YouTube channel at Rough Magic Games for our previous games as well as some of our other shows. With the business done, I don't see any reason any longer. So let's get started with why we are all here. Giantslayer. Perhaps at some point in the future, we can commission some sort of opening title sequence. And if we do, this is what I have in mind. Through a thick curtain of gray clouds of smoke and ash, streaked with lightning and rumbling with thunder, we see the peak of an enormous volcano. The long, steep sides all but disappear into the darkness below, lost in the dense canopy of ancient forest. We follow the slope of the volcano and descend swiftly like a hawk in flight. We break through the clouds, and the vast expanse of snow-capped mountain range extends from horizon to horizon, the peaks of which pierce the sky like jagged teeth. Below us, the landscape changes to thick swamplands, the heavy curtain of trees closely guarding whatever secrets are contained within. Before long, the terrain becomes veined with fast flowing rivers cutting through vast swaths of undulating grasslands. We follow one such river along the winding path that cuts through the land, soaring over long forgotten buildings on the banks. With a shift in the wind, we find ourselves on an open plain, flat for dozens and dozens of miles in every direction. Just ahead, in the center of this plain, at the very edge of our vision, we can spot a hill, standing as the tallest point. Atop this hill sits a sprawling town with a palisade wall around it, smoke rising from the many chimneys within. It's about midday, and we can see people bustling. We see a busy marketplace with merchants hawking their wares, sounds of a busy blacksmith, hundreds of voices clamoring to be heard over one another. In the upper level of this town, we can see a massive, open-aired amphitheater, inside which people mill about like bees in a hive. There are tables heavily laden with food, along with colorful decorations on every visible surface, signifying a celebration. In the center of the floor, a tall platform stands, above which a festive banner is strung, and it reads, "Happy 12th birthday, Ruby." It is into this throng of activity that we begin our story. Despite the many people already here, more yet continue to stream in, talking excitedly and animatedly with each other in anticipation of the imminent celebration. As the crowd swells, we can feel the excitement in the air as an electric charge. One of these people walking in to the amphitheater. Dan, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure. Everybody sees a half orc who is balding with some stubble and has some leather armor on. This is Jaytham Shaw, and he is a caravan guard.
Okay. We see Jaytham walking through the crowd, eyeing out some of the merchants in the square. Coming from one edge of the town, from the furthest point that you could possibly get from the center of town in the upper level, we see a small gnome walking toward the amphitheater. Chris, would you like to introduce your character?
You'd see this small gnome walks with his arms puffed out real wide. Think Clint Eastwood, but a third of his size. And he's walking down this amphitheater with all the swagger that he could muster. It's like, I'm walking here. As he makes his way downtown, walking not so fast. Doesn't see any faces, but he's amphitheater bound.
Little man with a big presence walks through the amphitheater. Coming in behind him is the largest lady I think we have ever seen. Certainly the largest lady in Trunau. Tara, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, Esther is about 6.5 feet tall, and she's got long, dark hair that falls to her waist. And she's wearing some skirts, and she's probably carrying a barrel of ale up to the party place from where she works at the tavern. She's got tattoos on her arms, and she wears pretty solid boots. And yeah, she just like says hello to everyone and is very happy about what's happening today.
Great. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we go from the largest lady we've ever seen to probably the creepiest person in Galarian. Richard, would you please introduce your character?
You will see people giving wide berth to what looks like this tall, nearly 7 foot tall, Nephilim tiefling. He has these horns that kind of curl up on the top of his head that look like they've been dipped in like golden rats that kind of drips down. And his skin is this jet black obsidian, so dark that it looks like it could be the night sky. And he has all of these sort of like henna tattoos, patterns along his arms, along his face. And he is reed thin, almost dangerously so. And every single one of his limbs looks just slightly out of proportion. Maybe his arms are just a little bit too longer than they should be. His fingers, does one of them have an extra knuckle? You're not quite sure. They seem to bend differently than each other. He has this deep V-cut in his leather armor where you can see the bones of his ribs just like protruding through his skin. And he has these eyes that look like multiple pinpoints of light, almost as they were a constellation constantly swirling in these jet black orbs. And when he smiles, you see not one, not two, but 3 rows of teeth that look like needles, jutting out from both top and bottom. But none of that is the worst thing about Seven Deaths. It's the feeling you get when you are around him. There is a sort of unearthly, almost eldritch aura about him. You can see plants springing up where his feet walk, just as a fusion of vitality that comes out of him. People near him, their scars begin to fade, their wounds begin to heal. But it feels like thousands and thousands of insects crawling along your skin and underneath it. And as he walks, people just give him a wide berth. And he just smiles, as friendly as he thinks he can at them, with his absolutely horrendous teeth.
He walks into this amphitheater full of people, and Records probably haven't been introduced yet, but there's probably a record scratch. Everybody turns to look at this guy. These needle teeth, he's giving them what he thinks is a warm smile, and like women are crying.
I feel like you just came in right behind me. Like, I see all of you, everybody looking horrified in my direction, which is like really strange. And it's odd because like I turn around and you're taller than I am, which is not something that normally happens. And you're just like too close to me. But I stand just for a little bit before I. Hello. Who are you?
This one is grateful to make your acquaintance. This one is named Seven Deaths, but many people that know him simply call them Seven.
7? Why not 8?
This one does not understand the reference, but assumes it is a very good joke. Ha!
He's just looking up at everybody. He's like, does anybody hear like mosquitoes buzzing or anything like that? Is that you?
This one does not feel any mosquitoes. And Seven will look around for them. Yep.
He's like, all right then, and he's just gonna go ahead and he's gonna find a seat, probably a little bit further away from Seven Deaths, and as far away as he can. Actually, he's on the other side of the theater.
This one you'll just wave as you leave. This one was pleased to make your acquaintance and wishes you a very predictable death.
Yeah, good dying to you too, buddy. He says as he makes his way across.
Seven will just
This
continue walking in.
Awkward interaction.
Oh.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said Seven's just continue walking in. Yeah.
Okay. So this awkward interaction eventually fades into the background. Things pick up again. There is a brief period of time where everybody is just sort of mingling together. Can I have everybody, first die roll of the game, please roll a perception check.
Wait, where's my token?
Oh, just hit C, and it will open your sheet.
Oh, I thought I needed to select my. No. Okay.
No, not on this one.
Perception skill should be on the left side of your character sheet on the bar, right above initiative.
See it. Okay.
Above. Oh, thank you. Wow.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. It's not on your skills tab. It's on the other. There you go.
We're off to a great start with our rolls.
Yep. Get these out of the way.
Okay. Sorry, what is happening here? It just like it says add modifier. I'm not sure what to do here.
You just need to click roll. You would only add another modifier if there was like conditional things put in. Shouldn't have to worry about that on this one.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Ooh, that was almost a natural one. I don't know if you saw that. It was just dangling there on the edge. Okay. So we're gonna start in the order that I see the rolls. 7. You hear through all of the hustle and bustle around you, you're overhearing conversations, whether you intend to or not. The nature of just being around so many people, you're hearing things that you don't intend to hear. One such thing you hear is that Rumor has it that Roderick Graff is next in line for the position of patrol leader after his old man Jagrin retires. Jagrin's a good commander, but he's getting old, and it might be time for some new blood in the militia's leadership. Esther, while you're setting up your barrels of ale that you so dutifully carried from the killing ground, you overhear one of the other shopkeepers complaining to another that uh, it's the damnedest thing. Someone came through and bought up all the shovels, all the stores, completely out of shovels. I hope we can get another delivery soon. We have the blacksmiths working overtime to create some spades. David, you here? And it's a real shame about all the graffiti all over town. The militia's got better things to do than to clean up youngsters' messes. But even stranger is how long it lasts. Try as I might, soap and water won't do a thing to those marks. Jaytham, you hear Roger Graff is slated to replace his father as patrol leader, but from what I hear, he's more concerned with his poems and plays than with militia matters. He's diligent, don't get me wrong, but I'm not quite sure either of the Graff boys is ready to lead the town's defense. So that occurs over the space of 5 minutes to an hour. While this is happening, you see more and more people from the town coming into the amphitheater. It seems like the entire town has turned out. And despite the many people here, they all begin to go take a seat. It doesn't seem like they're all going to fit in this amphitheater, and yet they all fit just fine. You take your place among the crowd, and you get the sense that finally the hour has arrived for the festivities to commence, and everyone has vacated the amphitheater floor. From the far end of the amphitheater, two figures emerge from the shadows and begin to walk towards the platform. One of them is tall, and the other is shorter. The tall woman she's a dark-skinned woman of about 40. She grins unabashedly at the crowd, revealing bright white teeth. Her face is covered with battle scars, as equal evidence of her fierce nature as are her bright and intelligent eyes. Her left hand is raised in greeting, and as a slow cheer begins from somewhere within the crowd, you notice that her right hand is down by her hip, clutching the hand of the figure. Ruby looks just like her mother, a young girl of about 12. She, despite her mother's uh, demeanor being super comfortable in a crowd, Ruby appears somewhat apprehensive at the unbelievable turnout that has gathered to celebrate her coming of age. Together, they climb the stairs of the platform and take their place on top, with front and center. The woman, who every one of you recognizes as Halgra, the chief defender of Trunau. She releases her daughter's hand and places the now free hand on her daughter's shoulder in a protective and reassuring gesture. With her left hand still raised, a welcoming, beckoning sort of gesture, she says, "Thank you all for joining us this evening. I take immense pride in my responsibility as chief defender, especially when it comes to the honor of the Hope Knife ceremony. It is always a great privilege to bequeath Trunauan youths knife as they come of age." She pauses just long enough to reach out and pick up an ornamental case that sits on the railing of this platform. She lifts the lid and removes a slender, ornate dagger hanging from a silver chain. Ruby, by the traditions of our town, you have come of age. This hope knife signifies transition to adult and your new responsibility to defend yourself and the town from orc invasions. She carefully and gently places the chain around Ruby's neck, letting the sheathed dagger fall the last few inches to settle against her daughter's chest. With a booming laugh, Halgra yells, "Everyone, please join me in welcoming Ruby to adulthood." The crowd cheers wildly. Several of Ruby's friends in the crowd give loud whoops. As the cheering continues, Ruby descends the platform and makes her walk among the crowd, looking with a discerning eye among the many faces. Those of you who are native to Trunau, which is most of you, you know that the time has now come for the ceremonial contest of strength, where Ruby will choose her champions from among the crowd. She walks first and foremost to the large lady, and she grabs your hand. Doesn't even ask, just grabs your hand and turns and tries to pull you towards the center.
She doesn't have to pull hard.
She releases you and turns back to the crowd. Sitting near the front is David, the little gnome. She walks over to him and kind of just like eyes you up and down. She's taller than you.
Dynamite
look like you
comes
can
in small
handle yourself.
packages.
He reaches out and goes, "Will you be one of my champions?"
If you're asking little Ruby, you got it.
Great. She grabs your hand and pulls you out of your seat and down onto the floor. She doesn't realize she almost pulls you off balance. She then sees the large hulking half-orc. She walks over to you and somewhat sheepishly, like, "Sir, would you please be my champion?" She holds out her hand to you, Jaytham.
No, I'm not going to do that. Is there anything in it for me?
The people around you begin to like whisper in hushed tone. It's a very serious, egregious offense to deny the birthday person there.
All right, I'll do it. All right, okay.
You hear yes from like knee level.
Yeah. The people behind Jaytham are like getting ready to throw tomatoes at you. You agree to it, and she grabs your hand and pulls you down. She walks up into the crowd looking for one more champion, and past the row with 7 in it, and then stops and then like starts like scratching her neck, and then she like looks around to see where it's coming from, and she sees you, and you smile at her with that weird smile, and she sort of like jumps a little bit, and then she's like, "Oh, I want that one," and she runs into the crowd and grabs your hand and pulls you towards the thing. "Come on."
Very easy to pull him. He feels like he weighs almost nothing, and just very eagerly comes along. This one is grateful to you, young Ruby.
"I know," and she just like pulls you down towards the thing. In the time it's taken her to gather her champions, you see someone has brought out a very large, thick rope and has laid it over a pool of mud. And on the far side, you see members of the Trunau militia limbering up, flexing. Among their numbers are Roderick and Cursed Grath, who are the patrol captains for the militia. All of you take your places. The 4 of you plus Ruby on one side, and 5 of the militia members on the other. So the way this is going to work is each round, one of you is going to roll initiative, and then one of them is going to roll initiative. Whoever gets the higher gets a bonus to their strength check for the tug of war that's about to happen. And then you have to choose someone to roll the strength check from among you. Doesn't matter who. We're not using individual strengths. It's just going to be a d20 flat check plus the bonus if you win the initiative roll. So to start, would somebody please roll a d20?
Not it.
What? I'll do it.
All right. They rolled a 16, so they're going to get the strength bonus. Whoever rolls the initiative will also roll the strength check. Tara, would you please roll a 20?
But it's just a d20, yeah. Okay.
Just a d20. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm not rolling again. No.
No, 6 plus 2 is 8, so we move and step in the direction of the militia. I think it's fair we just go around now. Everybody's going to get a chance to roll. Chris, we'll go with you next. Roll a d20, please.
David tries to hunker down because he's right behind Esther, so he's kind of feet dangling just a little bit. So he's trying to get his bearing.
Okay.
Hey.
And I do.
Oh,
Hank.
all right. So you guys are going to get the +2 on this one. So
If you
Chris, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 2.
D20 plus 2. Sweet. So
Boy, it's
19.
going to be hard to beat.
Oh!
They rolled a 19 on the die.
Don't we get a bonus, though?
Yeah.
Well, the bonus was +2, so 19, so you tied. The tie is going to go to the birthday girl. So you guys pull them back one space.
Yeah.
Dan, it's your turn. Please roll a d20. All right. Another natural one. So you guys will now get the +2 again. Jaytham, please roll a d20 plus 2.
I just want to remind everyone that this is against my will.
Ruby says, I don't care, keep rolling. All right, you guys win. You pulled up another step closer. 7, it's your turn. Please roll d20. I accidentally rolled first. I didn't mean to do that. So you know what you have to beat. Well, okay. They're going to get the +2. Go ahead and roll another d20, please.
This one would like to remind everyone that he is overjoyed at taking part in this. And he'll wrap their open pole. Can I cast guidance on myself for this roll?
Yeah, why not?
Alright. Let me just do that. I think it's just a +1, but
Hey,
yeah, it's just a +1.
every little bit helps.
Whatever it is, +1.
Ooh.
13.
All right. With a mighty effort, you pull, and you see Roderick and Kirst give you all like a little wink, and they pull, and they get pulled right into the mud. And Ruby is cheering and jumping up and down for joy. You have won the tug of war.
Yeah.
The crowd goes wild. You see Roderick and Kirst. They're brothers, right? So they're in mud, and you see them sort of like wrestling and throwing mud at each other. Ruby joins in, throws some mud at them too.
I want to put her on my
everybody's
shoulder.
having a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely. She's throwing mud balls from your shoulder. Like,
Amazing.
from the shoulder of a giant, just throwing mud balls. Great. The crowd begins to come down from the stands. You see the brothers sort of stand up and try to like brush themselves off, clean the mud from their faces. They come over to you. The brothers do, covered in mud. They come over to all of you and say, "Right, it's customary that the losers buy the winners' drinks. Would you please join us at the Ramble House?"
Oh,
Ruby says,
absolutely.
I'll have a juice."
This one is grateful for your invitation. Looks forward to joining you anon.
Right.
See, that wasn't so
Consider it
bad
done.
there, was it? As he claps Jaytham on like the cast.
Do I have to?
You don't even like drinking for free? He looks up at you incredulously.
All right. I guess I'll have a ginger ale or something like that.
Great.
Wait, not even a question. I'm already leading the way.
Yeah.
I'm following
You're
right
a
behind.
bartender.
Hey, that one. What
Yeah.
what do you drink? He points up at 7.
This one will drink whatever is offered to him. This one is eager to try new experiences.
It's a bit of a trek from the amphitheater down to the Ramble House. You have to leave the upper quarter and go through one of the inner gates, and then the inner quarter to another gate to get to the bottom of the hill where the Ramble House is. On one side of the Ramble House is a very large structure that is the church to Iomade. You walk through the doors of, and I mean it's empty at the moment because everybody in town was up at the amphitheater. So you're the first ones in there. From behind you, a small figure comes running in. You see a small halfling, female halfling. Oh, I don't have a handout for her. Who you know is the owner, operator, proprietor of the Ramble House. Her name is Cham Laringfass. She darts behind the bar and leaps up on what must be a step stool of some sort, because then you see her head pop above the bar. And she beckons you guys over. She prepares a tray of drinks and hands them to Roderick and Kirst, and you're able to get at a nice table before the crowd comes in. Ramble House is one of the gathering points for families. Lots of good food, good beer, some entertainment. Esther, actually, you have probably performed here at some point.
Yeah.
The place very quickly fills up with people, and before you know it, Roderick and Kirst, they're just putting drinks in front of you guys. Just they're keeping them coming. Cham is busy running around, but every time she passes by, it seems like she's dropping off another mug of ale for one of you or all of you. And after a few hours, everybody's head is buzzing pleasantly. You realize that the night is coming to an end. All of you have places to stay already. However, Cham comes up to you and says, it's customary for the champions of the celebrant to stay the night here on our dime. If you would like, we have full accommodations for all of you if you would like, or you can go home. It's completely up to you. While she's talking, you see Kirst and his father Jigrin are leaving. Roderick is going upstairs of the Ramble House, which you would know is a little bit. He doesn't live here. He's going upstairs to one of the rooms.
Oh, and the free drinks, free meals, free midnight snacks. You can pay. You can drag me out of this house.
Is it really? It's really all. If it's all customary, I'm going along with it. That sounds fun. Yeah. I'm not going to turn down the custom the way things always go.
That's why it's an honor to
Well,
be chosen as a champion.
Time for me to hit the old dusty trail. Lovely seeing all you folks, but
Can I tie his bootstrings together?
You haven't been here long yet, have you, friend?
I don't like sleeping outside of my home. It's a bit of a, I wouldn't say phobia, but a preference. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but how long have you been here in Trunau? You don't seem.
I just feel pressured to stay here, and I don't want to do that. I like sleeping in my own bed. Is that a crime?
No. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
All right. You know what? I will stay until the midnight hour, and then make my own decision after that. Okay.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
Here's for that.
Cham
Boundaries and all that. I see that. I have no idea why I grabbed your accent. But it must be the drinks. I'm sorry.
Cham pipes up and says, "It's not mandatory that you stay here, but it's just customary is all. If you want to go to your own home, you certainly can. Just be more room for your friends here."
This one is hoping you will stay.
Uh,
This
so-
one would like to make friends with you. This one does not have many. This one hopes you will be one of his first.
Like he's looking around the bar stool, looking at him. He's like, "How could you turn that down?"
Is
So who's staying and who's going? Sounds like three are
I'm
staying
staying.
at least. Is
I'm
Jaytham
staying.
I'm
going to
staying.
stay or is Jaytham going to go?
is Tiari around?
She is back at the temple. She wasn't one of the champions, so she's not going to stay here.
I mean, just because it's so late, I feel like he will stay.
Peer pressure.
So because peer pressure. Because there's four of you, she's going to split you up into two different rooms. So doesn't matter who stays with you. There's two beds in each room. So you'll get split up, two in one, two in another. She brings up, pillows and blankets and all that stuff. It's kind of warm tonight, so you're probably not going to need the blanket. You've also been drinking, so she runs a tavern. She's going to go open a window just to get some fresh air moving around. She doesn't want people throwing up, and she doesn't want to have to clean that up. And you guys settle down for the night.
Just a heads
Early
up. Whoever's
the
with
next-
me, I snore. I snore terribly.
As a heads up, who's ever with Seven, he does not close his eyes when he sleeps.
Oh,
So just-
how about
And
this?
Mama,
How about this?
not-
We have the creepy room. Look, we stick both of us together. That way, it balances out. You know what I'm saying?
This one is delighted. This one has never had a slumber
so
party
David-
before. I'll just immediately march up to the room.
I think it would be somewhat disappointed that Seven doesn't have hair that he could pigtail and braid during your. You guys settle
You
down
can
for the
braid
night.
my
It
beard,
is
little Ruby, I guess.
Ruby is long since gone home.
Oh, okay.
She's only 12. She can't be late.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Wait, who's trying to braid who's here?
I think Seven might braid your beard in your sleep now.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what shakes out.
So you've got David and Seven in one room, and you've got Esther and Jaytham in another.
And Jaytham is just like sitting by the door and trying to look very much like he is not sleeping. Just like with his eyes open. He's trained himself to sleep with his eyes open. Yeah.
So that's
We
two
messed
crazy
up.
people sleeping with their
Yeah,
eyes
we
open.
messed up. They could have had a staring contest while sleeping.
I don't mind snoring. This is weird. I mean, I don't know. I would give Jaytham a pretty. I don't want to like encroach on your space. I know you don't want to be here, but I'm just gonna sleep soundly on the softer bed. I'll test them both.
It's definitely softer, but you're still too tall, so your feet like hang over the edge from the calf all the way down, just like hanging over the edge. So it's softer, but it's not your bed. It's just
That's all right.
very, very early the next morning. All of you are awoken by Cham screaming from the hallway. Screaming in alarm.
Oh, son.
I'm out.
Graham?
I'm out too.
Barefoot down the stairs. Yeah.
Yep.
You all open the door and you see Cham running down the hall from the other end, and she has blood on her hands, and she's yelling at the top of her lungs, "He's dead! He's dead! Oh my God! They've killed Roderick! Roderick Grath is dead!" And she is hysterical.
Can I take her hands and try to calm her and slow down. You're all right. Where is he?
She's like panting heavily, and she goes, he's in the room at the end of the hall. There was so much blood. He wanted me to wake him up for first thing in the morning. He has to run drills with the militia. And when I would wake him up, oh my God, the window was open and there was so much blood.
David's gonna head past the ladies as he's gonna unsling a rifle. He's gonna start checking the room, make sure like
I'm gonna
everything
follow
is copacetic.
I'm gonna follow David. I don't care as much about the room. I care more about the body. Seeing if I could if it's too late to heal him or not. If there's something I can do for him.
What does Jaytham want to do? Do you want to stay with Cham, or do you want to go with the others to look at the room?
I feel like character-wise, he would want to get the hell out of here. But for the purposes of the game, Jaytham will let his curiosity get the better of him and just check the room.
Okay. Is Esther going to stay with Cham, or go to the room?
Yeah. I'll stay until I hear that something has gone down, and I'm trying to calm her, and eventually ask her questions about, overnight and stuff like that.
Okay. So you're working on calming her down. She is still worked up. The others go to the room. You get to the room that Cham designated, and you look in. The first thing you notice is that there is blood everywhere. There's blood. There's a pool of blood, more like a lake of blood on the floor. There is spatter on the walls. Sorry, my dog's pushing me around. There, you see Roderick Grath laying on his back on the mattress, half off, so like his arm is hanging down towards the floor, and one of his legs is also sort of like hanging off the edge of the bed. On the floor by his hand, you see a dagger, a hope knife. And you can see that there is a large gash on his neck. And the window is indeed open.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to the body and just sort of see if he is dead, or if he can unconscious bleeding out, if I can heal him. If he's dead, I would like to just do cursory examination of that.
Um, it doesn't take you long to figure that he is beyond help. His skin temperature is a little cold, so he's been dead for a couple of hours at this point. Nobody could lose that much blood and survive, magical intervention or otherwise.
Well, can't be helped. Gonna take off now. See you, everybody.
Wait, where were you last night, Jaytham? He said mockingly. No, I mean, yeah.
Excuse me.
Is there a sheriff?
Excuse me.
No, it was just a joke. Have you ever played the game Clue?
Have I ever played the game Clue?
Yeah.
No, I'm more of a Axis and Allies man myself.
I gotcha. But yeah, go on. Shoot. Where's the sheriff? Like, can you head past the sheriff while you're on your way home?
So there actually isn't a sheriff.
Oh, there isn't.
They would normally
Constable?
call the patrol captains for this,
Oh, okay.
of which Roderick was one of them. The other one being his brother, Cursed.
Hey, yeah, I mean, yeah, go home and then yell for Cursed while you're out there. Get him over here.
How do I get myself mixed up into all this nonsense? All right. I'll go track down this. What's his name?
Cursed.
Cursed.
Rat.
I'll go track him down and let him know that there's been a murder.
Do you not think this is a murder? Do you think something else happened?
I mean, who knows? He may have fallen on his own blade. He may have just woken up like that. May have been shaving and slit his own throat. I've seen it happen before.
On his bed?
Yeah, lots of people shave in bed. It's, maximizing productivity and all that. Wake up in the morning, you're freshly shaved. You don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day.
Then you absolutely must wash your bed sheets every day because you get all your hairs all in your bed. Never mind, it's okay. You and now
Wait. Wash your bed sheets?
Oh my gosh! Yes, please go home. And now he's worried he's gonna catch bed bugs or something because he doesn't wash his bed sheets.
Strange customs in this town. Washing bed sheets. All right.
So Jaytham's gonna go get Cursed.
Okay.
Evan wanted to examine the body. Can you roll medicine for me, please? The only thing you can tell with 100% certainty is that Roderick did not do this to himself. the angle of the cut does not match a self-inflicted wound.
This one does not think that Roderick cut himself shaving. This one thinks there was something much more nefarious at play. I'll say that to David.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I believe you're right there, Seven. What? He's just gonna fall on this knife? Like, I don't know. He's gonna look at the hope. Like, are hope knives engraved? Are they personalized in any way, or do we all get the same hope knife?
That's a great question. The hope knives are not engraved when they're given to you. It is, however, a custom for people when they become engaged to give each other hope knives and engrave a love message on them to the other person.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the hope knife in his hand. See, engraved or have any kind of special markings or anything like that on it.
The knife that you find is not engraved.
Okay. So it's a plain Jane Hope knife. Does it look extra old or worn like it's like it's been, I don't know, used for years or anything like that, or is it like brand new?
It's difficult to tell. It's definitely not brand new.
It's definitely not brand new.
Definitely not brand new.
Okay. I mean, obviously, it was just used, right? Can't sell it for mint anymore. I never. Okay. Hmm.
Since
Does it look like
since
oh, sorry.
sorry.
I was just gonna ask, like, does it look like it's obviously his own hope knife in his hand, or
It's impossible for you to know, to tell at this
okay?
point. You wouldn't know Roderick well enough to know exactly what his hope knife looks like. When you saw Ruby get hers, it's on a chain and it's usually tucked under their armor or shirts or whatever they're wearing on their upper body. The only people who would know for sure are Roderick, and if he had given his to somebody, maybe Kirst would know. Since David and Seven are still in the room, can you both roll a perception check for me? And then we will go check on Esther and Cham.
Perception.
$22.
All right. So Sevens, you're primarily concerned with the body. David, you're somewhat distrusting by nature. You start looking around the rest of the room, and this on the floor, sort of tucked behind between the bed and the wall and the desk that's next to the bed, there is a paper down there.
I reach down and pick it up.
You find a receipt.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Does everybody else see this? Oh no.
Yeah.
Or okay. Okay.
Yeah, everyone should. I shared it with everybody.
It looks like I got a receipt, and it says that his hope knife should be engraved, and this one is naked as the day I was born.
You would know that Morning Hawk's fine steel is also known as clamor, and it is one of the primary blacksmiths in town. The proprietor's name is Sarah Morninghawk. She makes all of the hope knives for everybody in Trunau. They all go through Morning Hawk's fine steel.
Okay.
Of note on this receipt is that Roderick ordered a hope knife with the engraving that should read, "For Roderick, my love." And the smith took the order. His name was Ernsel. So it's a little weird that Roderick would be ordering a new hope knife. He should already have one.
And engraved for himself, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if he was engraving it for somebody else.
Hmm.
I thought outside of my body since I haven't seen this in character world.
Hmm.
So while you
Interesting.
ponder that, we're going to go check on Esther and Cham. Esther, is there anything you would like to ask Cham? Is there anything you would
Yeah.
like to do?
Well, we all noticed that Roderick went upstairs, yes, last night.
Yep.
Because you told us, and you told
Yep.
us that that was weird. I didn't say anything at the time, but as long as I can get Cham down to a point where she can just like speak with me, I want to know like, what did he tell you why he was staying here last night?
Yeah, she's a small creature. She's a halfling, and you're so large that you're a comforting present to her right now. So she is calming down just a little bit.
And I'm like on my
And
knees in front of her, like on her level, sort of
yeah,
thing.
she's still looking up at you. She says, Patrick doesn't usually stay here, but he has been for the last 2, 3 nights or so. He didn't say why. He just said that he needed a standing reservation until further notice, and I didn't ask questions.
And did you wake him up every morning, or was it just this morning that he asked you to do that?
Every morning, same time, every morning, just 2 hours before dawn.
Okay, now GM question, because there were a lot of rumors floating around at the party, and I know I only heard the one, but like the sense that I got from the ones that I heard but didn't hear was that there was some like dissent in the militia and like question about who should be in leadership. Is that something that I would be aware of since I'm dedicated to my training and like know a lot of those people?
Yeah. So as a bartender, you hear lots of stuff at the
Mhm.
bar. Um, you know that of the two brothers, Roderick is by far the favorite, the odds-on favorite to take his father's place as patrol leader once Jagan retires. There is some dissent among some of the militia as well as some of the townsfolk who know Roderick because they don't think his heart is in it as much as like his father was. To be the patrol leader of the militia, it's like you're dedicating yourself to this life. And they have seen Roderick. He writes a lot of poetry and stuff. He's very well known for poetry around Trunau. Um, there are also rumors that he's been seeing somebody, which you would have heard those rumors throughout your bartending shifts.
Does he behave like a man in love? Do you know what I mean? Like, does he seem, would I see him around town and see him with like a pep in his step, or does he seem more withdrawn from life?
Um, Roderick's the kind of person who's very good at keeping his private life private for the most part.
Mm.
Um, he's definitely been acting odd the last few days, which comes with him staying at the Ramble House. Rumors going around. Nobody knows for sure what's going on.
Mm.
Perhaps Cursed would know.
Sure. But I have just a couple other questions for Cham. Was there anybody else staying here tonight?
Oh, uh, there was. Well, I mean, you guys, of course, and I mean, can you roll a? Can you roll a either perception or diplomacy? whichever you would like to roll.
I'll roll diplomacy.
Okay. You see her sort of glance over her shoulder to make sure that nobody else is listening, and her reluctance to tell you what you're asking, to give you the answer, tells you that she's hiding something. With your diplomacy, you're able to sort of break through that reluctance a little bit, and she says, "Look, he offered me so much money to just not write his name in my ledger. It was a lot of gold, and I can't turn that down. He just said he didn't want to be disturbed, and he stayed in one of the rooms at the other end of the hall.
Just last night.
Just last night, he checked in before you guys came back from the ceremony, but he didn't show up until after you guys.
What does this fellow look like?
I mean, he looked like a human with blonde hair. I'd never seen him before.
Hmm.
But it's not unusual to have strangers in town. We're the only town for miles around. People come through here all the time. Trade caravans, merchant caravans. I just thought he was one of them.
It's all right. I understand, but when did he leave?
As far as I know, he should still be in his room.
I like
I can.
turn.
Yeah, it's the room at the other end of the hall.
Yeah.
So, like when you came out of your room, you went to the right to
Uh-huh.
go to Roderick's room. She's pointing left. And you can see that door is slightly ajar, the door that she's indicating from where you are.
And I, at that point, will stand, like with purpose, but like as stealthily as I also can. And I kind of put a hand on her shoulder and I say, Cham, did you hear anything last night?
No, I didn't hear anything. It was so quiet. I did hear what sounded like someone running a chainsaw. Maybe it was someone snoring. I don't know. It was very loud, but I didn't hear anything else.
Still very seriously in the game. I say, all right, well, will you go put some coffee on and stay out of the way for just a moment? And I am gonna try to sneak towards that door that's slightly ajar to listen at it.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? It's an old. I'm very large. The floors are creaky.
Yeah, the boards are very tricky. You at one point decide for some reason to sort of like jam yourself up against the wall, and you knock like a vase over, and it smashes on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not super stealthy,
Humming a little under my breath. No.
but you you do manage to get closer to the door, and you do see that it is slightly ajar. You don't hear anything coming from inside, though.
I am probably very aware of how loud I just was, and I'm going to say, hello, is everyone all right in there?
No response.
I'll step into the door frame and give it just a little nudge, and I'll say hello.
The door opens on pretty well oiled hinges, and you're able to peek into the room. You don't see anybody in there. Doesn't even look like the bed's been slept in.
Are there how many other rooms are in the hallway?
So there's two floors. You guys are on the top floor. The hallway is sort of overlooking the first floor. So there's like a balcony going all the way around the upper floor. There's probably another 5 or 6 rooms. Well, it would be 4 rooms because one of them is yours on the top part. The other rooms, you do hear people like being roused at the noise outside. Cham's yellings, and you're knocking the vase over. Other people like poking their heads out the door.
Be careful. There's broken glass out here. I'll clean it up in just a little bit. I am gonna open the door to the room that's empty all the way so I can give it like a proper look through.
Sure. Okay.
Do you want me to
Go ahead
roll?
and roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah. 17. All right. You are looking through this room. You see the bed has not been slept in. Not the door. The window is still shut and barred from the inside. You do notice, however, the only thing out of place in this room is the chair at the desk. It's sort of at an angle, facing the door, as if somebody stood up quickly and then left, and they had been sitting in that chair. Noticing that, you go over to the desk, and you're large. You don't know your own strength, and you put your hand down on the desk, and you see this little compartment kind of fold down from underneath the desk, and you find a piece of parchment. Would you go ahead and read that, please?
It says, Malira, I shouldn't be away for much longer. We still haven't found what we're looking for, but it's only a matter of time, and the other preparations are proceeding as planned. A meddling militia patrol captain has been poking around, but I don't foresee him being a threat for much longer. Once our work is done, it won't matter anyway, and I can return to you. I marvel that I found you in the midst of all this and think of you constantly. Soon, my beloved. Do I know any Malira?
It's not a name you're familiar with. Certainly not in Trunau.
I'll put it in my pocket.
And that
And
is
I'm
the
gonna,
only thing of note.
yeah, I'll put it in my pocket, and I'm gonna go to the other end of the hall to the crime scene, as it were.
Okay. By this point, Cursed and Jaytham would have returned. And Cursed is stricken. I mean, he doesn't even want to like look in that room. And you see him sort of like peek around the corner, and as soon as he catches sight of Roderick's body, he like collapses against the wall and sinks to the floor, just like in complete shock.
Oh, come on, you silly git. And I raise him to his feet.
Now, come. What's wrong with you? This man's brother is dead.
I mean,
People die all the time.
His delivery might be a little harsh, but he's right. Right now, you're the acting patrol commander, right? He says, trying to get
Captain. I mean, we're captains. My father is still technically in charge. He's as the leader, but yes, I suppose this would fall to me to. Obviously, Roderick can't investigate his own murder. I wish he could. He'd find the culprit in a heartbeat.
Well,
you see him sort of like
do your job, or find someone else who can do it for you. But right now, you just need to pull your shit together, stuff together.
he takes a deep breath and uses both Jaytham. Yeah, he uses both Jaytham and David to like prop himself up and stand up from a sitting position. You're. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were offering me assistance.
Oh, yeah. Nope,
just-
you're right. Mm.
As I mean, you're absolutely right. It is my duty now. Uh, Jaytham, would you please run to the temple and grab Tayari?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I run off to the temple.
He didn't even finish the sentence, and Jatham's like running out the door. He goes, have you, to David and Esther and Seven, he says, have you looked around? Have you found anything of note?
I'd say this, while all of this was happening, Seven wouldn't have been out in the hallway. He would have been in the room, cleaning off Roderick's body and just making sure it's nice and presentable. And he has just like earthenware jar that is reinforced with like chicken wire, so it's pretty steady. He pull out some tools and just begin stitching wounds together, almost like he's preparing the body for a burial, as it were.
Okay.
He's like that.
Kirst is like, thank you for that.
This one is pleased
Go
to
ahead,
help.
Chris.
The David is going to pull out the receipt for morning hawk steel and pass it. I believe I believe he was getting a patrol some kind of betrothal engagement for his engravement on his hope knife. You know, did he have a little secret sweet thing that he didn't tell anybody?
He looks at the receipt. I didn't know he was that serious with Brynja. Yes, he was dating a half orc named Brynja Kelver. But this receipt doesn't make sense. Why would he order a hope knife engraved himself? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that is weird. Unless he lets that unless hang in the air, hoping someone else is gonna pick up the value.
Is Brynja somebody from the town? Like, where is she?
Yes, she lives in the upper quarter, not too far from the amphitheater. So the rumors of Roderick seeing somebody are true. He didn't tell anybody other than his family. Somehow the secret got out, but nobody knew who he was seeing or how serious it was.
What is she like?
Even Kirst didn't know. Are you asking Kirst or are you asking me?
I mean, I'm asking because I feel like I would know her at least tangentially.
Okay. Sure. You know that Brynja is pretty well liked. It's having grown up in Trunau, you know that there is an inherent prejudice against orcs and half orcs because Holds of Belkzen is orc infested and Trunau repeatedly has to defend themselves against orc raids. As such, that they welcome half orcs, but they are not super liked. So Roderick dating a half orc, him being human, would cause some problems among some people in the town. They would consider it odd and weird, and in some cases, unacceptable. For him to be betrothed to her would be big news if it had ever gotten out. So tangentially, yes, you would know Brynja as one of the townsfolk. Even for a half-orc, she's generally well liked, but she kind of tends to keep to herself.
Okay. No, I would pull out the letter from my pocket and I would say there was a stranger here last night too. who didn't sleep in his bed. Other than Jaytham, I don't know if I told you all that yet. He also slept in a chair, but that's neither here nor there, because this is and I pull out. This was hidden in a compartment in the desk, almost as if, I mean, I don't know this Malira person, but if it was meant to reach them, I wouldn't hide it in the desk and then leave, right? Like, Malira must be planning to come here, or perhaps I don't know. It just doesn't seem well thought out. It's too well thought out and not well thought out at the same time.
From behind you, you see Cham coming up the stairs holding a tray with the coffee you ordered.
Oh, bless
She's
you.
like climbing the stairs, and she says, I found my ledger book, and she flips to the page from left, and she says, yep, right here in that room. This man, he didn't, as I said, he didn't give his name, just lots of money to remain anonymous. And I know I shouldn't have taken it, but it was a lot of gold. Uh, he he was supposed to stay tonight as well. But if he didn't sleep in his bed last night, I mean, I don't know that he would come back if he killed Roderick.
And it does seem as though he knows something about Roderick being removed as a threat. What kind of Are you aware of any what kind of plans do you think that Roderick could have been interrupting that would have made him an enemy? I'm asking this time. I'm asking, yeah, what's his face? Cham.
Um,
Cursed.
are you asking Cham or Cursed?
Cursed.
Cursed. Okay. Cursed. You can see him looking at the receipt, reading the letter, rereading the letter, and he sort of looks at you. You can tell he's really struggling to keep it together, and it takes him a second to kind of put his thoughts together. And he says, "The last I knew, Roderick was investigating all of the graffiti that's been popping up all over town. I'm sure you've noticed, and actually you have noticed, head of the killing ground is a very large white sword that has been painted. And things like this have been popping up all over Trunau,
Is it often a white sword?
specifically white sword. Yes, they're all white swords. Um, at first, we thought it was children playing pranks, but the nature of the graffiti, it's very difficult to get off. We don't think children in the town did this, so Roderick was investigating that. That was the last I knew. I don't know how much progress he made.
Mm. Uh, I think
Cursed says, uh, "Look, I really hate to ask of you, but look, I know my limits. I'm not half the patrol captain that Roderick was. I need you to figure out who did this."
Me?
The colloquial you, and he gestures to you three like Vanna White.
I assume at this point 7 would have been finished. But there's no ritualist
Yes,
that can be in the
absolutely.
hall, so let's say this one is grateful to help however he can and wishes to offer you sympathy on the unexpected and violent death of your brother. I put my hands on his shoulders, just give him a squeeze.
And then
He, he does this awkward like I don't know what to do with my hands thing. Like he just settles for putting his hands on your shoulders and like
I'll put my
shaking you.
hands on his hands. Just kind of hold him there. And just look very deeply into
Oh
his
boy,
eyes.
Somehow this is even worse. I'm sorry.
I'll let him go.
Thank you for your kind words, and I appreciate your help. Just please don't ever gaze into my eyes like that again.
This one will take that note and strive to do better.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
give him
He'll
this one.
hand the letter and the receipt back to you guys. Oh, please don't ever smile at me again either. That's
Oh no.
It was the gnashing for me.
Yeah.
He gives the letter and the receipt back to you guys and says, I'm gonna get a couple of militia members. I should probably actually go tell Jaytham that we don't need Tyari since your friend here already cleaned the body. I'll get some of the militia members to take him to the temple where he can remain until we bury him. If you need me, I will be at the Longhouse. And then he leaves you to it. I'll say by this point, Jaytham would have returned with Tyari, who is a little peeved at having been summoned and then not needed. So she leaves and returns to the temple. Jaytham watches her go.
You stupid manky gits. You embarrass me. All right. I'm displeased now. This is none of my affair. I'm gonna go home.
Cham pipes up and she's like, well, I think you're about to be even more displeased because I think Curse just volunteered you to help investigate Roderick's death.
I'm sorry, excuse me? Have I been voluntold to do something?
Yeah, I mean,
Again,
as patrol captain, Curse has that ability.
All right. All right. In for a penny, in for a pound, I suppose.
This one is delighted to see you joining us and looks forward to getting to know you better.
Yeah. Sure. Getting to know you. Sounds fun.
This one on daily to make
brought
sure
up
it is
some
as
extra
plentiful as you need it. I'll extend my arms out.
I brought up some
Just
extra
check them
coffee.
once out.
Would you guys like some? You reach out and hug Jaytham.
I'm reaching out, offer a hug to Jaytham if he wants it.
I just stare at you.
I'll just hug myself then.
Cham says, I brought some coffee with for everybody. Here you go. And she gives you some mugs of pretty good coffee. So you have a couple leads to follow. One is who is Malira. Two, the graffiti all over town that Rod was investigating. Three, Brynja. And four, the receipt at Morning Hawk's Fine Steel. I think that is a good place to maybe take our break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. We'll let everybody run to the restroom and grab some. Okay, welcome back. Boy, we have some stuff to do. Places to go, people to talk to. It's kind of on you guys now. Where would you like to go?
I really want to go talk to Brynja. That's where I'm headed.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
You think it's a lover spat going wrong?
I think that
First big decision, do you split the party?
This one is just grateful to be around people. And we'll follow whoever, wherever.
Just so you just happy to be here, huh?
Yes. Yes. This one apologizes. This one just realized they do not know any of your names.
Well, I'm David. I mean, yeah, you just call me David.
David, but you can call him David. Noted.
I'm Esther. Well, it's good
Esther.
to meet you.
Jaytham is already walking away from all this. unless
Do we name that one?
unless Tiari tells him to stay, he will leave.
I think she already left.
Chiari went back.
He does not care about any of this shit.
Is that one leaving?
All right.
Okay.
I think he is.
All right, see everybody later.
This one,
Okay.
Like you're just gonna be fine with like knowing that there's a murderer out there, Jaytham?
People die.
You don't even want to worry about. You're not even worried
every
about.
day. Who cares? Who
You're not
cares?
worried about. You'd care if it was what Kiari, right? That's all the way you were looking at her.
It wasn't Kiari. If it was
Yeah,
Kiari,
it wasn't-
yeah, I would be
it
a little
wasn't-
bit
it
more
wasn't
invested. But
today.
unfortunately, I have things to do. I have money to make. It's a dog eat dog world out there, and I'm heading out. Sorry, everybody. I'm sure you're very nice people, but
this
Jaytham
one,
Shaw.
this one will pay you to come along with us if it is money you seek.
What's that now?
This one will pay you to come along with us if it is money you seek.
All right, you have my attention. Make me an offer. I am,
I
after
promise you
all,
my
a
pledge.
sword for hire.
Now pull out a coin. It's just a copper piece.
All right. You're joking, right? Do you see me? You see my face? You see these scars on my face? You see these muscles? You see these guns?
This one always believes in offering people what they are worth.
Cham goes,
Oh, no.
All right. Go
What else?
screw yourself, and I'm leaving. And goodbye. I'm going to turn off my camera now. I am gone.
okay. Jaytham is gone. So the three of you who are worth more than a copper piece, where would you like to go first?
Sure, we can go to what Brynja, right?
I just think
Brynja.
that she probably knows him even better than his brother did.
Okay. Convenience.
So Brynja lives. Actually, now's a good time to show you the Trunau map. All right. So, this here is the Ramble House, B, on the map.
Okay.
Brynja lives way up here by the amphitheater in the upper quarter. So it's a bit of a walk. She lives over here. So you have to go through around the town, through this gate, through the lower quarter, through this gate, and then over. So it's a bit of a hike.
Why can't we take the E bridge? What? Oh, that's not a bridge. What is that? What am I looking
No,
at?
that's walls.
Yeah.
So there's terrain change. So this is the lowest point. This is down on the flat of the plains.
Oh,
And then there's like a plateau of sorts
Oh.
here where the lower quarter is behind stone walls. And then the upper quarter is on the next level up from that. These
This
are
is my place, right?
walls. Yes, David lives over here.
This is my place. All right. And then but we're going over where? Over here? Did Brandon?
and
Right here.
where's the killing ground on here?
Killing ground is right here.
Okay.
Okay.
This here is the amphitheater where we started Ruby's birthday.
Okay.
Cursed had said that he would be in the longhouse if you needed him, which is this big building in the back. So while the party is walking to Brynja's house, what is Jaytham doing? If he's not with the party, where's Jaytham going?
He is going back to Freedom Town.
All the way back to Freedom?
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about any of this.
Okay. So to leave the town, this here is the temple to Yomade. As you're getting ready to leave the town, you see Tayari over here. And she's beckoning to you.
All right, I approach.
I know I was a little bit pressed before. I'm not used to being summoned and then immediately dismissed, and it was more frustrating than anything. I know it wasn't your fault. I just wanted to apologize if I seemed rude.
I mean, no need to apologize to me. I realize that some of us are called upon for our talents and then dismissed without ceremony. I understand.
Speaking of called upon for talents, I did overhear Cursed ask for your help. Are you going to stay and help look for Roderick's killer?
Do you want me to do that?
I would, yes. I feel like we need to know who killed Roderick, and if you have the skills and ability to help, I don't see why you wouldn't.
If it were anybody else in the world, I would say no. You understand that, right?
She blushes a little bit. I do.
You owe me one.
I know it is gold that you desire. I will do my best to secure a reward for you upon completion.
No gold. I think you know what I mean. And I walk away.
Okay.
And I go back to the rest of the party.
Okay. So while it was happening, the party was walking along the street, and you're able to see them walking away and catch up.
Can I
to
say
them.
something before Jaytham comes back? Wait a moment. So while we're walking, I turn to like Esther and David and be like, "This one does not understand. The one whose name we do not know seemed very offended." This one offered him what he believed he was worth, which was everything in this one's pocket.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. There, Seven. But yeah, like maybe lead with the "this is all I have" before you pull it out, and then because unfortunately we don't consider that a lot. But the gesture is there. I see where your heart is. All right, I can appreciate that one.
This one will remind himself to do that in the future.
It's all good, buddy. And then he like pats himself on the calf. No, not himself, but pats him on the calf.
While that interaction is happening, you see Jaytham catching up to you guys on the street.
All right. Head up. Hold on. I
Well,
understand that you need some muscle in your group, and I'm going to graciously offer my services.
Seven just takes a very hesitant step forward. And you will offer services for everything this one has. And I reach in my pocket and I pull out that copy piece again.
No, don't be silly. Put that away. This is for...
I'm going to look at David with a very confused expression on my face because I was supposed to work.
You don't know how well it works there, Seven. Like it, for the next person. How about that?
And why the change
right.
of card?
Who knows? Let's put it this way. Feel like things have been a little bit boring, and wanted to be a little bit altruistic. Let's put it that way.
Altruism for spice. I see that. Okay.
This one is grateful that you have joined us. May this one know your name now.
My name is Jaytham Shaw. Jaytham Shaw.
Jaytham Shaw.
Yes.
As Seven will say it a few times under his breath to memorize it.
All right. So just to fill you in, it looks like we're about to head out to Brynja's house to see how this little romance drama plays out. My bet. Oh, do we want to take one of the bets and see how this shakes out before we get too deep? Just right now, get all our cards on the table. We start making bets, and then see who's right at the end of this thing. Does that sound interesting? I know you like a little extra money, right, Jaytham? He elbows him in right above his ankle, just like.
What's the over under on this?
I have no idea. I'm no bookie. I just like a little action. You get me? I say that I bet it's either Brynja or this mystery Malira chick that shanked this dude. That's my guess. So, but I'll put a goal. How much money do I actually have before I start saying money? Before I start saying,
Reach in and pull out my copper piece.
yeah. Oh, I don't have any money. Okay. Oh no, actually no, that's 16. Okay, never mind. I'm good. No, I have 4. Okay, yeah, I'll put a gold down on Brynja. Boom.
Oh.
All right. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but whatever you're saying, I'm gonna bet the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Can this one bet the middle?
Sure. I guess.
I'll hand
What you don't think?
I'll
You don't think
give
it's
my
either
copper
Brynja
piece.
or Malira?
Yes. This one believe. This one will bet on you. That you will be successful in your endeavor. And I put the copper piece down.
This guy rubs me the wrong way.
This one apologizes. This one did not realize it was the right way to rub people. And this one is willing to experiment if you would like.
Please don't rub me. Please don't do that.
Very well. If you do not wish this one to rub you, this one will not.
At that point in the conversation, you see like a lady and her kid walking by, and she like grabs the kid and puts the kid on the other side of her, and slowly like just deviates from your path.
I love everything about this group. This is great.
If I see the child, I'll just smile as friendly as I think I can and wave at him.
The child starts crying.
Oh. All right. Well, there's only one way to find out, I guess. And I'll hold all your bets. You give me the money, I'll just hold on to them until it's all settled.
I'll give you my one copper piece that I have.
Thank you. I put that in my little skirt pocket, and I will start to hike my way up to Brynja's house.
We're going to say that the station happened while you were walking. You make it to Brynja's house, and you knock on the door. It takes a few moments for there to be a response, and the response is that the door just very slowly opens, and you see somebody I don't. One moment, please.
Should we hold our breath in anticipation?
Yes. Yes, you should.
Oh no.
I'm going.
Right,
I'm going as
so
fast as the
I think
computer will let
Dan's
me.
dying. I think Dan is dying right now.
All right. Okay. Here we go. This woman opens the door. You can see her eyes are bloodshot, and she
looks
has
so
a handkerchief.
sad.
Yeah. You can see that clearly news of Roderick's death has reached her already.
Wait, what?
And she
Who?
is very obviously distraught.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, please come in. I'm sorry. Curse just left. He told me the news. I wasn't expecting visitors, but please come in. And she steps aside and lets you enter.
I didn't realize that Cursed was coming to visit you. We thought that you deserve to know what happened. How I'm sorry to be indelicate, but when was the last time you saw him?
She is racked by fresh sobs, and she says, "It was a stupid fight 3 days ago. He said he lost the hope knife I gave him, and well, we traded hope knives. It's a symbol of our love and our devotion to each other, and he lost it. And I just got so angry and I kicked him out. And he said he was going to stay at the Ramble House. Told him not to come back until he found the knife. It was a stupid fight. I never should have kicked him out.
So he kind of like mumbles under his breath. So that explains the new knife.
It does. It does.
Sorry, what?
What new knife? What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess you can't kill him twice, right? He pulls up the receipt, the skeleton. It seems as if he ordered a new knife since he couldn't find the old one.
Oh, that fool. He should have just me. I know I was angry, but we could have worked it out.
Are you sure you didn't already work it out? He says he gets the Clint Eastwood stare, like my eyes can't get that narrow. Like,
She is Cursed wasn't very forthcoming with details. Do you know what happened? Will you tell me?
oh, you know what happened? He says, hand on his hip.
I assure you, I do not. Did you come here just to cast aspersions on me?
Well,
Oh,
we're
no.
trying to figure out what happened, and well, we know that he had made some enemies, perhaps, and thought that you might know something about it. And as you know, there's always we have to ask. We have to ask.
I believe like 110% of all murders is the spouse, right?
It's actually
Right?
yes, those stats are very high. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, we weren't married yet, so. But I didn't kill him, I swear.
Okay. And had he spoken with you at all about the graffiti that he was investigating?
No, one of his rules was that he never brought work home, and he never told me anything about his work or what he was doing. Uh, he did keep a journal, though. I don't know where he kept it, but I know that sometimes while he was here, he would write in his journal.
Do you mind if we look for that?
I mean, you can. You're nice. The little one stays here. I don't want him snooping through my stuff.
You just don't want me in there because I can get into all the hard to reach places. I see you.
On second thought, why don't you wait outside?
All right, I'll be outside. He goes and sits on the porch.
Another question while we go upstairs. You can come with me if you like, but have you seen any blonde strangers lurking around?
Blonde no, not that I'm aware of. Is that who killed Roderick?
We don't know. We don't know. And you don't happen to know anyone by the name of Malira?
They're, no, I'm sorry. It doesn't sound familiar.
While they're going upstairs, Jaytham is making himself a sandwich.
Okay.
Before seven before, but he was say to when yeah, may this one have permission to enter your home?
She like scratches her neck. I feel itchy all of a sudden. But yes, please come on in.
This one is grateful. This one cannot cross the threshold without permission. And I just walk inside and follow after Esther.
Alert? Like
Literally, we both had the same thought at the same time. Oh no.
Okay. So Jaytham finds plenty of sandwich making material in the kitchen.
Oh man.
Pretty much anything you could desire is in there. She kept a well-stocked
Just-
kitchen.
Slather in some mayonnaise, and some grilled onions and some pastrami. Mm-mm-mm.
Upstairs, you search around. You can see while Roderick spent a lot of time here, he clearly didn't like live here full time. It's one of those things where like he's got a drawer and space in the closet. You were able to look around. Brynja gives you free reign of the area, and you don't find anything. No journal, nothing to indicate what he might be doing or where he was.
Do we have the Hope knife that we found at the scene, or did we leave it there?
Yes, you do.
Oh, we do have it. Can I show it to her and say, do you recognize this knife?
Yes. You show it to her, and she says, "This isn't Roderick's knife.
Do you know
His
whose it
his
is?
knife was mine. No, I'm sorry. Then he should have had my knife, and he lost it. So I don't know where that one came from." And she looks at it, and you can see where the inscription should be. It's blank on the one you have. And she said, "Yeah, mine says for Roderick, my love, the one that I gave him. So this isn't his."
The knife away. For now.
Oh, he was killed with a knife. Then did he suffer?
This one
You have
believes.
to tell me something, please.
This one believes that Roderick is in a better place. That is all that matters. Death is simply the next phase of a journey. Everyone should seek out death wherever they can find it.
You're not very good at cheering a girl up.
This one thought it was very, very positive. This one apologizes. This one will look at it. I'll hang my head low and just kind of like sullenly walk off.
She doesn't have anything else to offer. She says when he wasn't here, he stayed at the Longhouse, and I think he visited the temple quite often. I don't know for sure. Perhaps someone at the temple or the Longhouse would know where he spent any time that he wasn't here.
If there's nothing else, perhaps we should seek the next lead.
Yes, if I'll be here if I can help in any way. If you find something, will you please tell me?
This one will make sure to do so in a more cheerful manner, as you have requested. And I give her a smile.
Oh, good lord!
We're gonna teach you how to do just like a soft smile with just the lips. You know?
Just the eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Smize.
Smizing.
You're very nice, but your smile is quite jarring.
This one only has one smile. This one is part of it.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Yeah. You know, David's not there. I'll rock with that heavy.
If you don't mind, I would like some time to grieve alone, if that's okay.
Of course.
Alexa.
So as you guys come back
Uh,
out, David's like, so did she do it?
I don't know. I will say it seemed, and I like look over my shoulder a little at the house to make sure that she's not, I don't know, listening. I don't know. To be so concerned about the circumstances of his death, how he died. I mean, I know wanting to know whether he suffered, I guess there was just something. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think maybe Curse is in on it? Maybe they did it together. Maybe there's like a love polyhedron of some kind that I don't know the name of.
Maybe. Yeah, he
So like,
didn't say he was going to stop here, did he?
no. And I'm like, it seems like she has some guilty knowledge. And I was like, wait, well, how do you know he's dead already? But Curse was here. But then why would Curse come?
He was very specific about where he was going. He gave us a very long list of places he was going to visit. And this wasn't one of them.
The only thing he said was that he was going to the longhouse.
Why did I feel like he
over
said
here.
more that was in there? He said he was going to talk to a bunch of people. Didn't he? Maybe I misremembered.
I think you just mentioned he was going to talk to, like, someone to replace, maybe Roderick or his father.
Oh, I know. He said that he was going to get some militiamen to come get
That's
Roderick's
what it was.
body so that they
That's
could
what it
bring it
was.
to the longhouse. But he had, in order to do that, he had to come to the longhouse to get them and send them to the longhouse. So it just seems like on his way here, he stopped in because he knows that Brittany and Roderick were seeing each other. He didn't know the extent of their relationship per se, but he knew that they were seeing each other, and so he thought, as his brother and patrol captain, he should break the news to her. What is the next lead you would like to follow up?
So did anybody find the journal?
No, it wasn't there.
Okay. So I guess what we talked to, who was it, Ursula Ooby Loobadoo, or at the bottom of this receipt here?
Yeah. Well, we kind of know what that was for, though. Now.
Like, but do we know if he's planning on just? Oh no, it's for him. Never mind.
To pretend that he found the knife again.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that so long ago. Yeah.
Well, maybe he told Ursula Badoob the why, like where he lost the original one.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe someone stole it.
If you would like to go talk to Ernsel, whose name is now forever going to be known as Urbalubadu.
Ursula
Morning Hawk's Fine Steel is right over here.
Oh, okay. Please tell me that we can build a water slide to get down there from here.
No, you have to go the long way. It is a straight shot though. Like the road leads straight there. It's just a roundabout way to get there.
Well, should we go to the longhouse? I mean, I don't. Wait, what's at the longhouse? It's just cursed, right? There's nothing really that we need.
Yeah.
And the father.
So if you have questions for Kirst and the
And my
father,
father.
if you have questions for them, they would be at the Longhouse. Otherwise, Clamp here and the temple is here.
I'm just gonna follow along behind whatever decision they make.
I think we should go to the longhouse and try to see if we can look at his effects and see if we can find this journal she was speaking of.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Sure. Okay.
Uh,
You head to the Longhouse. It's not a very long walk. Does it take you long to get there?
Is the sandwich good?
As you're approaching, oh, Jaytham, was your sandwich good?
Is the sandwich good? Jaytham
Was my
Shaw.
sandwich good?
Yes.
Too much mayo. I don't like it when mayo is on cold sandwiches. Does that make sense? I like it when it's on hot sandwiches.
See, my only question to you, Jaytham, is if you made your own sandwich and he just kind of squints at you, like how'd you put too much mayo on it?
I get distracted. All right.
Okay.
Happens to the best of us. As you're approaching the Longhouse, debating whether or not mayonnaise belongs on a cold sandwich, you see a group of fishermen leaving the Longhouse. Kirst is standing at the top of the stairs, watching them go. It seems like they're probably on their way to the Ramble House to go get Roderick's body. And behind Kirst, you see his father standing there, sort of like in the back, eyes looking down. He's not looking up at anything. He's just sort of like in his own little world behind Kirst.
Gentlemen, sorry for your loss. He says to the father, his curse probably has let you know he wanted us to look into your son's demise. And we heard that he might have a journal chilling in here. You mind if we go look in his room, see if we can find it?
Kirst barely acknowledges your condolence. He just gives like a curt nod. Kirst, meanwhile, says, "Yeah, I'll take you to his quarters."
Is it out of character? Is the Longhouse a public building?
Yes and no. It's more for the militia. It's where they stay. Townspeople can come and go. They're not like banned from coming in here.
People can just come and
but
go.
it
Then I'll
is
just walk
used.
in. People can just come and go. I'll walk in after David then.
Okay. So Kirst will lead you to Roderick's area. He's got him and Kirst being patrol captains. They have somewhat nicer accommodations than like the rank and file, but it's not much. It's really no bigger than a jail cell, and he's got a cot, a desk, and a chair, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty sparsely decorated. Roderick didn't seem like the kind of person to really waste resources or money on decorations. He's very simple. Kirst says, you may search wherever you like.
All right. I go under the bed.
I'll just start looking around too. The higher places.
Okay. You look around. You don't find anything out of the ordinary here. It doesn't look like Roderick has stayed here in quite some time. He's got maybe a change of clothes. There's some paper and an inkwell and a quill in the desk. Doesn't look like anything's been touched or written on recently. He hasn't been here
Mhm.
in a little bit.
Jaytham does that like PI thing of like tracing the pencil to see if he had written anything. Yeah.
You don't get anything legible out of it. It's all like mishmashed and overlapping.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Kirst
have we
from the
asked-
doorway says, Roderick has not stayed here in some time. He was either at Brynja's, we assumed that's where he was until last night anyway.
Wait, didn't the other lady say that he was either here or at the temple, right? And then Brynja was like, "Oh no, I mean, I guess he'd be at either the log house or the temple if he's not here, or what? No,
Yeah, so
Wasn't-
Brynja said that if Roderick wasn't here, he would stay probably at the loghouse.
Okay,
But he was there
Stayed at
for the
Ramble
most part.
House instead.
gotcha. All right.
Cham, according to Cham, he had spent the last 2 or 3 nights
For 3 nights.
at
Yeah.
the Ramble House.
Yeah,
Probably
until,
3 nights because Brynja, the fight happened 3 days ago.
But she always woke him up 2 hours before dawn, right? Is that what she
Yes.
said?
Yes.
Yep.
Because he had to come all the way back here to get ready and prepare for whatever drills and stuff they were doing
Gotcha.
for the militia that
Okay.
day. Yeah. As patrol, he and Kirst would lead training drills, and if they were sending sorties out into the wilderness, they would either train or go with them. So he would have to come up here in the morning. If he was staying with Brynja's, it wouldn't be too far to go, but from the Ramble House, he would have to wake up and walk all the way over there.
Sure.
Is there anything I can do to help? Kirst says, have you found anything new?
No.
So you have no idea who this Malira lady is? Person?
No, I'm sorry. I've never heard that name before.
Hmm. Has he already looked at the note from Malira?
Yes, you presented it to him
Or for Malira?
in the Ramble House.
Yeah.
You
And-
you presented everything you found in the Ramble House to him.
Okay. And then we confirmed that it is, in fact, his handwriting, right? Roderick's?
It's the no, that letter came from the room where the suspect stayed.
Blonde-haired
blonde
guy.
man.
The blonde-haired guy.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
You found the receipt in Roderick's room, the receipt for the hope.
Yeah. Hmm. Do you know anybody with blonde hair that might be upset with your brother there?
No, I mean, lots of people in town have blonde hair, but nobody comes to mind.
Um,
I don't mean to tell you how to do your jobs, but perhaps you should gather more information.
You mean tell us how to do your job?
yeah. Also, that's what we're doing right now. I'm trying.
So as a matter of fact, you should probably just exactly tell us how to do your job if you want us to do it.
In a roundabout way, I did. It sounds like you need more information.
Okay. So I vote we head. I don't know where else we head. I always just go straight. We always go straight for the lover. It's always the lover. You never have to make a second step.
In books,
So
this
the
one is
leads you have
read,
not
it's never
followed up
the
on.
lover. It's always the butler. Is there
The
a butler?
butler.
It's always the butler. Is there a butler?
Nobody in town is rich enough to have a butler.
Yeah, the closest that would be like Cham or something like that, and there's no way. There's no way. I have this. So something is nagging at me about the graffiti, which was the white sword that was constantly repeating. And I have bardic lore, which kind of
Mhm.
allows me to roll to see if I know something about basically anything, if I understand it correctly, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Bardic
I just
Sword.
want to know, I want to
Um,
know if that white sword is like the symbol of a group or of a religion or something like that, right?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Bardic Lore.
Yikes.
The host tonight have
Uh,
been abysmal.
yeah.
Honestly, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hero pointing.
You're not
Use a
100%
hero point.
sure.
Wait, do I get a hero
Yeah,
point?
you guys have a hero point?
Should have 2
Yes,
right now.
we didn't talk about this, but yes, you get hero points at the beginning of every session, and then you get one again when we come back from
Oh,
break.
so I can re-roll it,
So you
right?
technically have 2. Yes.
Where do I keep track of that? Should I just write it down? Or just have it?
Actually, if you in the chat where you see your Bardic Lore roll, if you right click on that chat card,
Oh.
one of the options is re-roll using a hero point, and it
Oh,
should
and
deduct a hero point from your sheet.
And I see, I found
That's
my hero
worse.
points. Now I rolled worse.
Rolled worse. Yes. This is
Yay.
really eating at you because it looks familiar.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you feel
really
like you should know what it doesn't. It looks familiar, but it's not familiar. It's really weird. It's really like nagging at the back of your brain. If you were to point that out to your party,
I am.
perhaps
Yeah.
someone else in the party could roll religion.
Religion. I am okay at that, so I will that. I'm definitely going to hero point that.
Okay.
Got 2
Somebody
as
roll
well. And I got the exact same.
No.
These are my roles. This is what I do.
No.
This is why I play support characters and not fighters. Alright.
Okay. I mean, you're just everybody. You're thinking like, I should know this. This looks insanely familiar.
Go ahead and roll a religion check. This is no active encounter, it says. Okay.
Actually, I don't. Can you roll religion untrained in second edition, or do you have to be trained to roll?
I want to say Call Knowledge has to be trained. I'm double checking right now.
I mean, I'm untrained, so I just did it to check. So, here, let me roll.
Yeah, you can roll it untrained if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Would either of you like to hero point those?
Yes. Where's the hero point?
Because the rolls are not getting better.
Gotta right click.
If right click on your chat card in the chat, and then click re-roll using hero point.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Boom.
Okay.
I got 18.
David, you guys from your up here, you glance out the window, and in the distance you can see like the very top of the temple down there, and at the top of the temple, instead of like a weather vane, there's a large upside down sword, which is the symbol of the Omide.
I mean,
when you see that, and then you see that, and then it's clicking in the back of your head, and you look at the graffiti. The graffiti is just not an exact recreation. It's wrong. It's reminiscent of that. It's white upside down sword, should scream Mayomade, but it doesn't look exactly the same. The proportions are off on the sword. Any follower of Mayomade would create that symbol perfectly. And these are very immediately made. Almost if somebody is just using them as using a convenient symbol to mark something, but they don't really know what it is they're drawing. They're just throwing this symbol out there because they don't think that would draw too much suspicion. Probably, it's a very weird looking symbol.
I'll relay all that to the group. Man, now I just was all smart enough to do something with it.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe we should talk to who's the priestess? What's her name again?
Kiara?
Tayari Varvaden.
Kiari.
Tayari.
Tyari?
Mhm.
Okay.
I can actually type it in the chat.
Oh, are we going to go chat with Tiari? Yeah, I'm 100% on board on that.
Yeah.
So the temple
Why?
and
I'm asking Jaytham why.
She's just very helpful. That's all. Plus,
Oh,
we're friends. We're friends. I like talking to her. All right.
this one understands. This one has read books. I'll look at my eyebrows.
Congratulations, I suppose.
Oh,
so the only leads you have not yet followed up on are people pointing you towards the temple and also the receipt at Clamor at Morning Hawk's Fine Steel. Conveniently, they're in the same area, so you could go to either one next.
Tempo seems like the obvious one right now.
Yep. I heard
As
temple.
we're walking, can I keep an eye out for any of the graffiti as we're walking there?
Yes, absolutely. One kind of jumps right out at you on the side of the amphitheater. There's also one on the side of the killing ground, which is the bar that Esther worked at.
Well, this graffiti is carrying.
Oh yeah, what was the one before the killing ground?
Amphitheater.
On the side of the amphitheater. My voice cracked in the exact same way the second time I said that word.
As we walk and we see these, I'm just specifically see any graffiti. If there's any that looks fresh, like fresh paint or anything, that's the one I want to focus on. But if it's dry, I don't know what I can get from it.
Yeah. So the one on the amphitheater and the one on the side of the killing ground, they definitely appear dry. They've been there for several days. The one on the amphitheater looks like somebody's already tried cleaning it up, but has been unsuccessful so far. There's, as you're heading toward down through the inner quarter, you notice another one on the side of the mountain, the hillside here. As you walk out of the gate in the lower quarter, you see another one over here. And then you see another one on the side, sorry, not the side, the back of the temple.
It's found 5 of them so far.
Yep. None of those ones appear fresh, and by fresh I mean within the last day or two.
Okay.
It's like an X. Marks the spot.
Oh, is it?
A little, right?
What?
The way that it bisects the town from F to A and from O to K, with the one just east of E being kind of the center.
You said F2O?
F to A is like the line that I'm drawing between the two.
I wonder if I
And
can
then,
just
like,
do this. Oh, let me try that.
yeah, like
F2A. What was the
Yeah.
other one?
the one that is just on the mountainside by O, and then to K, which is the killing ground.
K is the killing ground.
What? Yeah, kind of like that. Which is, I guess it's not exactly where the graffiti.
Yeah, there's another one sort of off,
It's like right there.
here. Yeah.
I don't know. That just struck me. That's all.
Okay. Just put like a little circle there so I know where it is.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. There
Does
is also
anybody have
one
a map?
more. It's on the side of the log house up here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there was one down over there too.
Yeah, there's one on the side of the longhouse.
Let me draw a line there.
Wait, what did you think?
Does
Chris?
anybody have a? Does anybody have a like? Can we just say that we have an actual map
Yeah, probably, right?
of the town, or a map that has town on it?
Oh, are you not seeing that?
No. I am. I'm talking about in game. Like like our characters. Do we have maps?
Yeah, you'd be able to get one.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start marking these as we see them, like where we get them on the map.
Sure. Yeah. So there's six of them that you notice.
Dang! All right. I was like, was there 5? That's like that's turned into a star.
I know, yeah. I don't know.
They
Maybe they're not as really.
Don't appear to have
Okay.
like
Set a star
any rhyme or reason, but
Okay.
and change colors.
yeah.
See better. I apologize for messing up your map.
That's right.
Yeah, as he's like, it actually doesn't matter. Hey, everybody, look over here. Is what I heard from the GM just a second ago. He's like, hey, they're not related.
It's a
They
doom.
do make a shape though.
It's a
Oh, look at that
Wait,
cute little kite.
Wait, that's a sword.
Wait,
That's a
what?
sword. That looks like a sword.
Wait, it does.
Ooh.
I see it.
Kinda.
If you squint, it looks like a sword. If you squint, it looks like a sword.
Michael's like, they're not related.
If you squint, you can make it look like anything you want.
No, I see the sword. I see it for sure.
Yeah, I mean it does kind of resemble a sword. Sure.
Well,
But those are the only ones you see in the town that you can see as you're walking.
where can you show me where the temple is in relation to all of these two, please?
Uh,
Uh-huh.
Right.
And I'm so sorry. Will you remind me again how long this has been going on? Like when was the first graffiti spotted?
It's been a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm sorry, say that again. How long?
It's been a couple of weeks since the first one was seen.
Okay.
Was sighted, and they've been popping up sporadically ever since.
Well, to the temple, right?
The temple.
Yeah.
Onward.
You are heading to the temple. You pass through the gate, and you're following the road, and you get to this point here. Can I please have everyone roll perception?
Oh no.
Oh, we lost somebody.
We lost Chris.
We shall stall until he returns by rolling perception.
Now we will well.
Hey, I don't underestimate a good perception roll.
Ah,
It's very important.
true.
I'm trying to find perception here.
It's on the left-hand side.
Right under your AC.
Oh, okay.
Good rolls this time.
Okay, great. So no, it shouldn't be raining. Let me turn that off. So you'd actually be coming from the other direction down here. So you're heading in this direction, which is towards the Ramble House and the temple. From these directions here, from to your left, you all spot 3 of these mangy-looking wolves prowling in your direction, growling and snarling. They've got this weird viscous saliva dripping from their teeth.
Wait, how did they get in here?
They appear to be stalking you.
This one is always happy to see dogs.
Chris just messaged. These don't look like friendly dogs. Chris just messaged and said that his power went out.
Oh, yikes.
That's unfortunate. I'm reluctant to start a combat
Yeah.
since Chris just left. Seems like this is probably a good cliffhanger to hold on until next session. So with that, I think we're going to stop here.
Our next session is when? For the audience?
We will meet again on July 21st. The July 4th holiday is going to put a wrinkle in our next scheduled game, so we will meet again on the 21st of July.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Cool.
Bye, everyone
Bye.
in chat or watching on YouTube.
Yay.
Bye, chat. Thank you for joining us.